So apparently BTD6 is getting its very first DLC. Unless you consider things like Contested Territory DLC, but DLC means downloadable content, so I guess that doesn't really count. Now the DLC is going to be called BTD6 Legends, and it's going to include multiple different DLCs, and we have no idea how many DLCs there will be or how many is planned. But after watching the trailer, I did notice 3 separate tabs for the Legends DLC. There could be more though, I don't know. But we do know what the first DLC is, and that is a roguelike for BTD6, which is pretty interesting to say the least. Now, quickly for those of you who don't know what a roguelike is, roguelikes are games that have randomized levels and upgrades, so every level is different. You're going to be able to get different upgrades every single time you play. When you die, you have to restart from the beginning. But there usually is some upgrades or new characters that you can unlock that will carry over between runs. And there you go, that is what a roguelike is. But I wonder why Ninja Kiwi decided to add this to BTD6. Where did they get this idea from? Well, my best guess would be it's probably because there was a mod for BTD6 that turned it into a roguelike, and that was quite a big deal at the time, which was, was that a couple of years ago already? I have no idea, but that would line up with the time frame that they're releasing this DLC. They probably saw how successful it was and said, we need to capitalize on its success, and so they're making their own roguelike for BTD6. And we actually see some similarities to how the mod worked and how this will work. Like, you choose your own hero at the start, and then you continue to choose different monkeys as you progress and upgrade them. And that's very similar to how they're saying this will work. Now, just in case you guys haven't seen the roguelike BTD6 mod, I'll put a card up at the top right for you, in case you want to see how it worked. Now, unlike the mod, when you get towers, they're actually going to be insta-monkeys. So the game's going to be focused around those specific monkeys that you collect, which I actually really like. You can still upgrade them, but it will be more expensive. Now, of course, they might not have gotten their inspiration from the roguelike mod, but even if they did, I honestly don't care. I think it's a great thing that we're getting some DLC. Now, of course, the only downside to DLC is that it's going to cost money. But knowing Ninja Kiwi, the DLCs are not going to be that expensive, and you might even be able to buy them with monkey money, but that's just my speculation, like what they did with the map editor. But again, that's probably just wishful thinking. Now, what I've seen from Ninja Kiwi's reveal, I actually am kind of digging the art style and look of the roguelike so far. It definitely has a similar vibe to Monkey City, which a lot of people were talking about in the comments. So if you were a big fan of Monkey City, this might be right up your alley. There's going to be balloon tiles that we have to take, just like Monkey City, except we're playing as a happy little monkey character traveling along a path, conquering different areas, continuing to adventure along the path, finding places to upgrade our monkeys, heal ourselves in case we lost lives from losing tiles to the balloons, recruiting new monkeys, or enhancing our artifacts. And artifacts are a brand new mechanic. And the best way that I can describe them is like adding little miniature mods to enhance your monkeys or change how they function, which I think is a really cool idea. So like there would be a relic that would make your towers target balloons like a Dartling gunner shooting in a single direction, which would be crazy to see any other tower act like that. And we even see a Crossbow Master acting just like that, shooting a wizard monkey for no reason. And I'm liking the idea of artifacts because of the amount of replayability it adds, with all the different strategies that this will add to enhance your monkeys. And there's actually even more ways to enhance your monkeys, in the form of boosts, which are not permanent like artifacts and are only active for one tile, which simply seem to buff attack speed, damage, and things like that. And here's an example right here: Magic Precision. Increase magic monkey damage by 15% and reduce shot spread by 10%. So there's different types and rarities. Also, every time you play a stage, it will generate slightly different. So it's clear that Ninja Kiwi understands that its fan base wants a lot of replayability. And that was one of my original concerns, was that Rogue Legends wasn't going to have enough replayability. Another concern is that there won't be enough content to warrant the $10 price tag. And it seems like there's only going to be 5 stages per campaign. And of course, we don't know how big the maps are going to be. Maybe they could be massive, so it's going to be a lot of content. But at least you'll be able to play the campaign many times if there's just one, because of the amount of variation. And my last concern is that the game won't be challenging enough. Because of all the artifacts and boosts that we can use, it seems like we might be able to become overpowered to the point where it's not fun. But of course, there's different stages that we'll have to climb to, so hopefully things will be challenging enough to keep our attention. Now, I'm certainly excited for the new DLC, but I'm interested to know, what do you guys think about it? Are you guys excited, or do you think it's going to be a failure?